Hello, my name is Sebastian Lopez, and today I'll be talking about the Silk Road. The who, what, where, when, why, and how, and the causes and effects of the Silk Road. I'll be starting off with the who made the Silk Road. The Silk Road is it was just it was a trading route. It was not like a road. It wasn't like paved or anything. It was just routes to get goods from one side to the other side of the world. And this is the fastest thing in the world right now. It was like the Amazon of the 14th and 15th century, but this has been existing for a long time too. But this was made of trading, and people wanted to make some money, and they would take their goods from one side of the world, like for example Asia, to India, then to Europe, and then to Africa. And this doesn't sound like a big thing, but at the time it was the biggest thing ever. What was the Silk Road? The Silk Road was a lot of trading routes. Like for example, they would have stops every 100 miles because a camel can go without water for 100 miles, and they made them specifically just for the camels to barely be able to make it. This would they would stop there. It'd be a big city. They would trade their stuff, make their money, and that's about it for what the Silk Road was. The Silk Road was just the biggest company ever at the time. It was just a whole bunch of people trading and making their own money. Where was this located? The Silk Road was located from Asia to India to Europe to Africa. And it was a big trail. Like it would go off to other places like little cities and stuff just to get the resources from one place to another. And this is the where for the Silk Road. Why? Why did they do this? Obviously, they did this for money. This was the money was a big part of it. They would also change the religion. Like some people would become Buddhism, not knowing anything about Buddhism. They changed just for the money, power, and upward mobility. They like Buddha. Buddhism used to be a philosophy, and it was made by someone named Buddha. He said money is not the key to happiness, and he stepped out of his own life of happiness and luxury to find true happiness. And then traders on the Silk Road were like, nah, that ain't right. So let's just make it about. They took out the money part and just made it a religion and a meditation. His message was that the right happiness is right in front of us. It's within you. Become aware as what you have. Traders all about the dollar, and then they're like, nah, man, I'm trying to make all this money. What do I need religion for? What's that gonna help me? And then people were flipping religions to sell their products. They'll be like, oh yeah, bro, I'm a Buddhist too. It's like for real, yeah, I'm a Buddhist. I work with Buddhism. No, I mean, yeah, I praise Buddha and this and that. And then they just do this for upward mobility. They'll be like, oh, we got something in common. Let's trade, man. Come on. But another message by Buddha was money is a false path to happiness. The Buddha helped people with depression and sadness, and this means them from killing themselves. So that's about why they do it. Mostly there was a whole bunch of stuff going on at the time. But when did this happen? Oh, the Silk Road been existing for a long time, since 130 BC. But the section we're talking about is from the 14th century to the 15th century. Is where it was like the biggest, like it was booming, like nothing was stopping the Silk Road. It was like Amazon. How did this happen? How this happened was people just wanted to make some money, and people saw that they had a chance to make money. The Mongols were helping out. They're like, yeah, just give me some money for it. Then it just kept on growing. The causes and effects of this, the causes of the Crusades helped pave the way of networks and exchange. It's made a big impact on it. And then the Mongols were like a lot of manpower, and they were just doing anything they wanted, to be honest. And also, the Mongols controlled trade. And Mongols just destroyed everything for real. Transportation and technology, it went up bigger, so stuff would be faster. And then people would be traveling in groups just in case the Mongols just want to be like pimps and just take your wife for real. And some effects of this were cities began popping off, the effect of the Silk Road, and they had like truck stops. Direct effect of the Silk Road. They would grow food in the middle of the desert, pit stops. Kashgar was a really, really, really big like pit stop. Like that was really important. And then they would sell goods to the sellers. Like the sellers would be like, "Oh man, you got this? Oh, I want that." And they'll be like, "Oh, okay, then bet." They as mentioned already, they would have like pit stops every 100 miles because camel can go without water for 100 miles. China had a money economy, like a flea market. Like they made paper money and all that. And then China's Bitcoin was like flying cash. Like the first ATM, like you could go to a bank and be like, "Oh, I got this money," and they'll be like, "Oh, you do?" Like they would have bank accounts. Started making bank accounts, and then they started making systems of credit also. But they'll buy camels with the first system and be like, "Oh man," but if your bank closed, you're like, "Oh no, it's over." But that's it with the cause and effects. But the differences between Silk Road and Amazon, where Amazon is mainly aligned, there was no internet during the Silk Road. They are using vehicles for delivery and Silk Road has stopping points. Like obviously you're not gonna have a car in the 14th and 15th century. But right now Amazon's booming like the Silk Road. Like they're making cheese. And similarity between Silk Road and Amazon, they're both the biggest retail business in the world. Delivers and travels fastest way to get your goods in the world at the time. And keep in mind, it's not like Amazon had the same day. It's not like Amazon same day delivery. Like obviously, it's not gonna be same day delivery. Like you have to be rich. It's not as cheap as Amazon, but it was the cheapest and fastest. Not the cheapest, but it was the best way to get goods during the time. So this is the conclusion to my presentation on the Silk Road.